You always talk about that one battle with you and Nip.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
How was that battle, sir?
Oh man, it was hard.
It was hard. It was a draw, right?
Yeah, man.
It was a draw.
Man. And I was cool with that. I was like, that was another one of those. Okay, I'll take it. Because, y'all don't really understand the magnitude of how incredibly deadly Nip was. You know what I'm saying? It still is. But Nip was a freaking Boston Strangler mixed in with Charles Manson rolled up into the Unabomber. I mean, he was an incredible, deadly guy, man. And you didn't walk away. Not many people walked away unscathed, from a Nip battle. So, we both had the confidence to believe that we could beat the other one, because that's what we was doing. He was killing people on his end. I was killing people on my end. So it was just like only right, that we came together. So we might have normally, just to be honest, back then, even kind of like it is with the battle leagues and stuff, just the round, it was like 3 rounds. Just back then, we never officially said that, but every battle was like 3 rounds. That pretty much decided that you either gonna sweep this guy, knock him out.
Was it a time limit too?
No, that's what
no
I'm saying.
No.
It just kind of developed like that, where you spit one, he spit one, you know who won that round. You spit one, you know who won that round. And after 3, it's like, come on, dude, you lost. It's over with, But when me and Nip battled, we probably went about 7 or 8 rounds. and I tell that story in my book as well. It's like, the crazy part about it is that I'm looking back on it now. I had to know that this could be a little different than the normal battles I get into with people, because I had 7 or 8 rhymes ready when normally I don't have that many. I'm like I say, I'm sometimes I can get over in 1 or 2 rounds, because you smash a guy hard enough after 1 in the crowd, he might not want to go another one. He's like, okay, I already know I can't beat this guy. But I had 7 rhymes ready, and Nip did too, And I told a story in the book about how, as the rounds was going on, we got to about 5 rounds in, and so now it's getting thin. And I remember putting out a paper that I had with me with the titles of the rounds out. I had to look at my list to see, like, okay, now what I'm gonna say. And straight up true, when I looked to see which I was gonna say next, and as I was putting my list up and turned back around, I looked up and Nip had a list in his hand, doing the same thing. So we took each other deeper than we expected, but he just made me better, man. He made me better, especially once we started hanging out after that, because we got cool after that, and just hanging around Nip actually made me a better rapper, because Nip was the one who taught me how to make every bar just be the best you can make it. Nip didn't take bars off. He didn't, and you see a lot of rappers do that today, where they'll spit 4 bars, 8 bars, and they be cool. Then they'll hit you with that one that's woo. Then it's 4 more mediocre ones. Then they'll hit you. Nah. Nip, every line he was doing something to your anatomy that was gonna be, so that's one of the key qualities that I learned from him. Just like I'm not gonna even give you time to properly digest the line I just said before stuffing another one down your throat. So,
so you guys didn't get chastised for pulling out the rhymes, because, like, you remember in this day and time, it was probably about 10 years ago, where there was a battle between Dizaster and Canibus pulled out a rhyme book or piece of paper, what you have. And
I'm gonna say this. See. No, we pulled out a list. It wasn't the actual rhyme. It was like a list of titles of rhymes. So you know, you come in knowing the first three you're gonna do, but you had them wrote down like if this one was called slap him in the head or something. If that was the name, okay, I'm gonna bust slap him in the head on the next. You know what I'm saying? So it was just a list of titles that reminded us, okay, I need to say this. You put the list back in your pocket and you say that rhyme. But what I will say, as far as like with the Canibus thing, and I've said this in other interviews, people gave him a lot of flack for reading from the notebook. But like I tell people, I say, if you pay attention to the battle was over when he pulled out the notebook. He didn't battle from the notebook. So people said, oh, he violated hip hop. No, he didn't battle from the notebook. It had already been decided that Dizaster won the battle. And so what he said was, he said, look, man, I wrote a lot of stuff that I wanted to prepare and use for y'all, say for y'all, but I wasn't able to intake it and memorize all of it. He said, but I still want to spit it for y'all if y'all want to hear it. And the crowd was like, yeah, okay, cool, yeah. So that's when he pulled out the notebook. So when he was reading from the notebook, he was reading rhymes that he was gonna say against Dizaster. So the rhymes were still directed at him, but he was just saying what he was gonna say. And people took that as, oh, he was battling from the notebook. Nah, he didn't battle from the notebook. You know, he understood that it was over with, and he was still trying to be cool for the crowd. He was still like trying to, you know, respect the crowd. Like, hey, man, I did my best. This is what I wanted to do for y'all, and I like to share it. That's all that was. That's all.
Oh, okay.